back everyone to my low-level playthrough of Chrono Trigger on the Wii Virtual Console. Last episode we defeated Dalton, crashed the Blackbird, and we took it to flight though in the Epoch. Dalton gave it wings, allowing us to fly, so it's basically functioning as our airship. But before we can travel around the world, we have to stop here. They won't let us get on the Epoch and drive away. If we go back to the common area, the elder basically says that there's somebody I never saw before up on the North Cape looking for you. And so, you know, maybe it's Crono. So we're going to head over there to the North Cape and go investigate there. Get Robo a new weapon there. Sell some old weapons here. And then I'm going to set Frog up a certain way. There are two different ways you can set Frog up. He's going to have the demon hit for the sword, and he's going to have the wallet for his accessory. He can either have the mermaid cap for his helmet and the white mail along with it. The mermaid cap will cut water and ice damage in half, and the white mail will make him absorb lightning. Or you can give him the lightning cap and the red mail so that he'll take 50% damage from lightning, and he'll absorb the red mail. That's probably a little bit of the safer route, because fire does more damage to Frog, being that he is water. So that'll hurt pretty bad. But it's really just either setup will work. You just mainly have to. It's mainly just a little bit of a luck-based fight coming up here in a little bit. Now it's a fight that you do not have to fight. If you notice back when I went to the vendor to buy items, he was selling us a scythe, and that's because Magus uses scythes, and we can get Magus to join our party right now. Magus is going to tell us his past, basically here. But yeah, we're going to give him the option to fight Magus, and if we choose not to fight Magus, well then he will join our party. He comes in at level 37, like 600 and some hit points, lightning 2, ice 2, and fire 2. He doesn't have like the dark matter spell that he used when we fought him, because remember Lavos drained his power when he fought Lavos just recently. We're not going to get Magus. I'll do a second playthrough of this, a New Game Plus, and in that one I will, you know, get Magus and max out the characters and stuff, and then talk to all the people. Basically like a regular, like, normal 100% playthrough. Like I said, I just want to do this little challenge run here first. But here we see how the gurus ended up in those times. So Melkor got to 1000 AD. Since there was 4 people pulled into the portal, Gasper ended up at the end of time. Balthazar ended up in the future where we saw him, and Janus, the kid, ends up in 600 AD. And he's attacked by these imps and Ozzy. Well, he ends up defeating those imps. And Ozzy sees, hey, this guy can use magical power. So then Ozzy basically like took Magus on. And then that's how Magus became leader of the Mystics. So Magus is actually Janus from this time period. So that's always I was worried about. The Prophet was always worried about Shala, because Shala was his older sister. But if we have Frog in our party, Frog challenges Magus to a one-on-one duel. If you don't have Frog in your party, then it's a 3-on-1 versus Magus. So, like I said, he's an optional character. You don't need to recruit him. He doesn't really have, you know, much. Like, he doesn't have his... Well, he has his own little, like, side quest, but you can do it even without him. And like I said, he's a pretty good fighter, pretty good with magic. He's more like an all-around, I guess like a spell sword, where he used magic and physical attack good. He's kind of like the opposite of Frog, where Frog has, you know, good attack, but weaker magic, and he can heal himself. Magus is just pure attacker. He can't heal himself at all. So Frog's more like the typical paladin. Magus would be, like I said, more like a spell sword. So we're going to use slope cut here. I'm going to use it 12 times. And that's, Magus has the same amount of hit points, 6,666, as he did in 600 AD when we fought him. And he's going to have 2 phases. The first phase here, he's just going to attack you with his scythe. So we throw up one of those shields. That cuts the damage by 1/3. Allows us to be pretty safe during this phase. When he gets us down to, you know, below like 70 hit points, use a mid tonic. Heal yourself up. And like I said, you can tell when you're down to 13 magic points. That is the 14. That is the 12 slope cuts. Now, when you get down to 13 hit points, you're going to start preparing for the phase 2. He should be around like 3,300, almost close to halfway down, 3,300 hit points. The next hit would cause him to go into his next phase. So we don't use the slope cut, we're going to use the leap slash, which does almost twice as much damage as a slope cut. And that will put him around 3,000 hit points. And the slope cut does about like 450. And so we'll basically need, after this, 7 more slope cuts after we hit him with this initial one. However, before we hit him with the slope cut, we want to throw a barrier up now, because the first phase, Magus just basically attacked us physically. The second phase here, now he's going to basically use his magic. And this is why the different setup is. So, it took me 3 tries to do this. It's weird. The first time I tried it, I had this setup where lightning would heal me. I would take half damage from water. I'd take a lot of damage from fire. And he just kept using fire over and over and over and over again. So then I switched it to the second time. I switched it where I had the lightning cap on and the red mail on. So I was taking half damage from lightning and absorbing fire, taking a little bit of damage, like some pretty decent damage from ice. But then he wouldn't cast fire at all. He just kept casting like ice and lightning. So it was like, yeah, really, really annoying. So basically he hits you with like 2 magics, and then he'll hit you with the scythe. So the main thing is you just gotta make sure we're able to survive 2 magics. Now he can't survive 2 magics if he doesn't cast if he casts like if you're wearing the red mail and lightning cap. If you cast ice twice, you're done. If you're wearing the, like how I have here, the mermaid cap and the white mail, we have no resistance to fire. If you cast fire 2 times in a row, we're just out of luck. So that's where a little bit of luck comes in. But basically, just hope that, you know, keep your hit points up. And when he hits you with a spell that heals your hit points, that's when you can give him a leap slash. Because you're usually going about like 1 for 1 turn. Now he'll counter you with a magic spell, and you might take damage from the counter spell, depending on what he casts. And then he'll either like hit you with another spell. Hopefully it's not the same spell like in my setup, fire 2 twice, and then the other setup, ice 2 twice. And as long as he doesn't do that, you're good to go, because you'll have enough time to heal. He'll counter with the magic, and then you can heal yourself when he hits you with the scythe or after the magic, depending on what magic he uses. So basically, just like I said, just wait until he casts the element. Since I have the white mail, when he casts lightning, I can safely attack him then. And like I said, it's a little bit of luck based. You just gotta hope he doesn't cast the spell that you have no protection against at all. Twice in a row. And time is basically, you know, if he's really cooperative. If you're wearing the white mail, you hope he casts lightning a lot. If you're wearing the red mail, you hope he casts fire a lot. So that's just what we want to see here. Lightning is nice. Sometimes that's annoying that Frog can miss on these leap slashes, like he hits his head on the ceiling even though there's no ceiling here. Love it. So no matter what happens, whether you defeat Magus here or you join his party, you're basically going to get dialogue on what you need to do to get Crono back. There's lightning, which is good. So your barrier's probably going to run out. So as soon as the barrier runs out, you got to throw a new one on. Because he can one-shot you with magic that you're not protected against. So like if you're wearing the lightning cap and the red mail, an ice 2 will finish you off in one hit. If you're wearing, like I have, the mermaid cap and the white mail here, a fire 2 would finish me off in one hit. So it's important that you get that barrier up. As soon as it goes down. You can tell when it goes down when you're no longer glowing green. Being safe here. Good, he casts lightning. He's ready to be finished off here. And Frog, like I said, will now avenge Silas. And get 50 tech points. Nice! And a lot of gold. And this changes the ending slightly. In the ending, we'll get to see Frog as a human. Because Magus said, you defeat me, you break the curse on Frog. And then he says, go find Guru go find Gasper, the Guru of Time. Magus dies, and he leaves behind the amulet. It's an accessory that prevents any negative status from affecting your character. Remember, Janice got that amulet. Shala gave it to him when we first saw them together. She was like, here, this is a magic amulet. It will, like, protect you. Well, it protects him from status ailments. So there we go. And like I said, we'll see a few vendors selling armor and weapons for Magus, but you know we can't buy them now. There's a hurricane side, but like I said, since we don't have him in our party, it's okay. So, like I said, I'll do that second playthrough again, and in that one I will, you know, recruit him and show him off and show his text and stuff like that. Let's take a free rest at the end here. Don't really need to, but I get paranoid about, even though I know there's no real battles coming up, I always just want to have full hit points, full magic points, and obsessive compulsiveness. Now, if you get Magus in your party and you go into the common area, in the common area, Alfredor, the cat, is there, and further proof that, you know, Magus is Janice is, if you have Magus in your party, the cat will start following Magus around. Because remember, Alfredor was Magus's, other than Shala, was Janice's only friend. So yeah, the cat still remembers things. So I wonder why it didn't like hang out like when he was the prophet, you know, and sneak back. See, that's another weird thing. You know, everybody, you know, when Gasper said that, you know, when 4 people go through the time loop, the time gate at the same time, one gets sent to the end of time. So you saw that there when the 3 gurus and Janice got pulled into the time gate. Gasper ended up at the end of time. But for some reason we fought Magus and our 3 party members and Magus got pulled into the same time gate. No one ended up at the end of time. We ended up in the prehistoric era and Magus ended up here in Zeal. So you might think, well, maybe he ended up at the end of time and then he took a time gate back to Zeal, to the Middle Ages, but no, because he doesn't know what Guru, the Gasper Guru is, the Guru of Time. And if he would have went to the end of time, he would have met Gasper here. And Gasper knows who Magus is, because if you do recruit Magus and talk with Gasper here, he basically says like, oh, I remember you, and he's like, so that's what happened to you, you know, lets him know. Also, if you go with Magus to Specchio's like, wow, like you pulled in a Marlin here, you know, like this guy's really powerful, he can probably teach me a thing or two about magic. But yeah, Magus has innate shadow, you don't have to unlock magic with him. And Magus told us before he died, basically, to go see Gasper the Guru of Time. We talk with Guru, and he gives us this Chrono Trigger egg. And then he tells us to go see Balthazar to find out how to use it. Now I'm gonna go see Balthazar, but I'm gonna make a quick pit stop here. I don't really need to make this pit stop, but it's been so long that I forgot how many silver points I had. I didn't think I had any silver points, so I was going to just go here and max out my silver points off screen. You can have a max of 200 silver points. You're going to need silver points because we're going to have to play one of the games here to get a clone of Crono, a Chrono doll. There's a game on the fair, and when you, depending on who your lead character is, you get a doll of that character, and then that doll appears wherever that character lives. So we're gonna have to do that one, get one for Crono. Even though Crono isn't in our party, they can still make a doll for him. And like I said, Gatto, easy way to get silver points. You beat him 15. You can beat him 12 times, and that puts you 13 times, and that puts you at 195 silver points. Then you can go sell 10 of your silver points for 50 gold, and then come back, beat him again, and that'll get you your max silver points of 200. So that's basically what I did there. I just put Luke in the party because I knew Robo and her could learn another dual tech. Most of the dual techs now are basically locked behind Marley, having to learn Ice 2. Once she learns Ice 2, we'll be able to unlock quite a few more double techs. So I have to put Marley in the party then, but you got some other stuff to do. Now you could go back getting Crono right away. I might do some of the side quests without Crono. You can do them with Crono. That's what the guide kind of recommends. It just makes it a little bit more challenging, but nothing's going to be more challenging than, Lavos at the low level, so like I said, it just makes me save some time. So here we are, we're going to talk with Balthazar on the next episode, so take care, have a good one, I will see you then. Bye!